You've always said, you hold the pen, you tell the story. When you held that pen, signing the contract extension today, how did it feel?
Man, it felt like a blessing. I got to give just thanks to God, to my family, especially my mom for taking care of me, and to my team, AJ Vaynerchuk and my brother, Gardner. They made it happen for me. My job was easy, just go out there and just play football. So, it's truly a blessing, and I know I'm just not getting started. I know I've accomplished some of the best accolades and things like that, but now it's time for me to take that next step and just understand what I can do to allow us to win. It's time for us to win. I got to play my part in that, doing whatever it takes on the field, off the field, being the best leader that I can be, so I'm looking forward to it.
We were just talking about it before. You're already 3 years in the National Football League. How will you go about being a leader maybe differently than you did early in your career?
Man, just being more vocal. I feel like now, I earned that amount of respect where it's like guys are looking for leadership, and I've been a leader by example, but now it's time for me to take that next step and be more vocal with it as well. And, that's not a priority or a responsibility that I'm gonna shy away from. So I'm looking forward to embracing it, and, I'm looking forward to the season.
You got a unique situation here. Your head coach played 15 years in the National Football League at the cornerback position. He's a very direct guy.
Yeah.
Why did you guys hit it off from the get?
Man, I feel like he didn't shy away from telling me what he want from me, and I always respect that, and him just telling me, like, you're a leader, but it's always another step to don't ever feel like that's enough. Whenever you think that's enough, you got more in the tank. So him just telling me those type of things, after having a successful season like he's had, it's just a blessing. And I never want any coaches to allow me to get complacent, and I will never allow myself to get complacent. So them just coming in here, just telling everybody like what they want and what they want to accomplish as a team, I feel like that was the best way to do it, and everybody's bought in, and I'm looking forward to it.
You're still a young dude, a really young dude at 24. Do you think these guys can help you reach a next level when you're talking about AG, Steve Wilkes, Chris Harris, Dre Bly?
Oh, most definitely. I feel like they put me in position, like all in OTAs, mini camp, just the scheme and the play calling and everything. Like they're literally putting me in position to do all types of things, and that's all I could ever ask for. Not saying I wasn't in position in my first 3 years, but I know it's so like with the playbook and the play calling and everything like that, the scheme, I know I'm going to be put in a position to make even more plays on the ball, to have even more production for the team. So yeah, I definitely can see myself making even more plays.
Yeah, what's it like for you on the outside? You've had 40 PDs throughout your career to date. A lot of quarterbacks don't even want to throw your way, but I know at the same time, you're so eager to help everybody and help this team. You want more interceptions.
Exactly. I remember I used to think of it like that, but now it's to the point where it's like, okay, quarterbacks don't really throw my way that much, but when they do, I got to do something about it. Like, that's my thought process now, and I feel like as I've matured, that's what's like made me have that thought process. Like, okay, they might not be trying me that much, but when they do try me, can I pick this ball off? Can I make a play on the ball to help the defense? So that's where I'm at with that. I know a lot of people always talk about the amount of targets. I think I only had like 40-some targets, and that is low, but that's 40 sometimes to make a play on the ball. So, that's where I am with that.
What's your relationship like with this fan base? Because it feels like ever since draft night back in 2022, you go number 4 overall. New York has embraced you, and you've sent the love right back.
Oh yeah, man, I appreciate this fan base, man. I appreciate all of New York. I feel like ever since I got drafted, like you said, they welcome me with open arms, and whether it's me on the field and them just shouting my name and getting excited when I make plays or when I touch the field, or if it's just me just going shopping or just out somewhere and Jets fans come up to me, it's all a blessing, and I know it's a lot that they expect from us, and You know, we working to get it done, you know, because we want to bring big things to New York.
Garrett told me last week that you guys shared a call after he got extended, and then you took to social media and said the deal is done. What was that conversation like?
Actually, I was shooting like this video for Complex, and my marketing guy, he told me like how Garrett got extended, and the Jets had sent over like my situation, and I could have like signed that day, but I'm like, nah, Garrett just signed. I want Garrett to have his day, you know. So that's why I waited till the next day, even though I knew like, okay, the deal is getting done. I waited till the next day, but that call was crazy. Like, he called me, I called him. He showed me his crib already. He was showing me the house. I'm like, oh, so you was counting chickens before they hatched, basically. Like, he already done bought a house in advance, so he knew that it was gonna happen. So, man, the smile he had on his face, it lit up, man. And I was just so happy for him. I always get happy for other people, so I was so happy to see him feel that way. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel tomorrow, but I know it's gonna be something close to that. And you know, it just felt crazy the next day when we agreed on the deal, and yeah, here we are.
Can you speak about the respect you two have for each other? And also at the same time, you guys are reporting for camp today. You guys are the ultimate competitors, so that's something that everybody embraces watching out here. 1 versus 5, 5 versus 1.
We have a tremendous amount of respect for each other. But when we get on that field, like we're competitors. So even though we have a great amount of respect for each other, we still want to compete. We know that everybody watches us, whether it's the fans, whether it's the offense, defense, the coaches. They watch us when we lined up against each other, and we embrace that responsibility. Like, yo, it's me versus you. We can chat and have even more fun later when we off the field. Even not saying we don't have fun on the field, because we have fun on the field as well, but like, we know that if we're being our best against each other, when it comes time for, whether it's Mondays, Thursdays, or Sundays, whenever we play against another opponent, like, we gonna have the upper edge because we know how elite and how good we are at our individual positions.
What would you have told yourself going back east side, 7 Mile, back in the day, that you were gonna be in this situation?
Man, I don't even know. It's like, it was hard for me to think this far, like to really believe in it all the way. Like, I would be the highest paid cornerback and stuff like that, because I never even played corner till I was like my 11th grade year in high school. So I just remember just telling myself like, yo, I'm gonna make it to the NFL and stuff like that, because the outlets and the opportunities in Detroit were so limited. It was only like a select few things that you could have done. And the reality is, I never had a job in my life. Like, this is my first job that I've ever had, playing football. And I remember like the times used to be tough, and I used to be getting in trouble in school sometimes, but my grades was always good, and my mom used to always say, you gonna go get a job, you gonna do this, and I used to be like, no, I'm not. But I used to tell her that, and I just remember when times used to be hard, and I used to just want to get some exposure, like, and I asked her for money for camps and stuff. Like, she would really give me her last when it came to like football camps and things like that, and I used to tell her like, you know, I'm gonna pay it back to you. I never like had dreams of making like this much money. You know, it was just always like, my love for the game has always been like so great. Like, I've always had this obsession with football, and it's like, I feel like you're not completely obsessed with something unless like it's always on your mind, like pretty much nonstop. And yeah, man, that's what's really allowed me to get here, not me wanting to be the highest paid or me wanting to make X amount of money. It's just always been me wanting to like get here because of how hard I worked and the obsession that I had for football, and just seeing myself already going into year 4 and still having this great obsession for football. Like, I remember when I was younger and people used to always ask me like, where do you see yourself if it like outside of football? And I could never give them an answer. Like, it's just always been football.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. It's always been football, taking care of my family. And like, obviously this opportunity allows me to take care of my family, which is good, but it just allows me to focus on football even more because I know my family is taken care of, you know?
Can you talk about the responsibility you think you have for the people who grew up where you grew up, where you said, hey, listen, I'm gonna be accountable. I'm gonna do the right things, and also how kids can look up and say, hey man, I can make it too.
Yeah, I feel like I always think I have the greatest responsibility out of all of the successful people in Detroit because I'm young, and a lot of these people, a lot of these kids, if they don't know me, then they have like brothers or cousins or somebody like that that knows me, and I always like share certain things on social media because Detroit is small. Like everybody know where I come from. Everybody know the area that I grew up in. And I know that like a lot of the people that watch me, they are in similar areas and stuff, and they're going through similar situations that I went through. And me just being able to accomplish things like this and just like me to just be this, they call me an icon, me to be this icon for them and this role model. Like I always share stuff on social media, just show them like it's possible, because you know everybody is always on social media. So me just doing that, when they go look on their phone, it's like, okay, I know Sauce was here, man. Like if he's there, I know we can get there, you know. So I feel like I have a great responsibility, whether it's what I do on the field, making plays, balling out, being a leader, you know, having good body language, and off the field, me in meetings, but not just anything football related, but like how I carry myself as a person outside of this building. So, you know, I always embrace the responsibility for the youth, and not only Detroit, but like in general. Like it's a lot of people that go through that are in messed up situations that aren't in Detroit, you know? So me being able to share my story and still get to where I am today also gives them hope, and you know, I always tell them that it's possible.
It's possible, and the great thing is, you feel like you're just getting started. Can we end here? What do you want your legacy to be?
Man, I want to be the best to ever do it, you know, and I want to be somebody that created a lot of relationships and built a lot of relationships as I became the best to ever do it, because, you know, you got a lot of people that are legends, and one of the things that they regret is not forming a lot of relationships with, you know, people, whether it's in the building, whether it's their teammates and stuff like that, you know. So I want to be the best to ever do it, but I want to build that brotherhood and just be myself the whole entire time. And I know it's very possible, and I'm going to continue to do for other people on that journey.
Congrats.
Appreciate you, man.